talk about Jurassic World for a minute. Not Jurassic World Dominion, or not Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom either. We're going to talk about Jurassic World. Where did Jurassic World come from? Jurassic World is kind of... The series is that's, I guess, series. Not Jurassic Park, but the 3 Jurassic World movies are kind of divisive. The first one, I think, got fairly good. I think most people thought the first one was it was fine. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I thought the first one was pretty good. It was fun. It's got some dumb shit in it, but it was dumb popcorn fun. It was solid enough. Second one I fucking hated, and the third one I fucking hated. They're just bad. But the first one I thought was okay. But for those of you that are, I didn't really see a point in Jurassic World. I'll give it that, but it was okay. But for those of you that were wondering why we got Jurassic World, why does it exist, and you're looking for someone to blame, I got a name for you. Because we have found out the original origins of Jurassic World that might surprise you. Before we jump into that, though, real quick, Nick, what are your how do you feel about Jurassic World? Not Park, but World, just as a whole. I know your thoughts on Dominion. We talked about that extensively, but on Jurassic World is a franchise, and maybe the first movie. What do you think of that?
Well, Fright Film says it best in the chat. Chris Pratt is a corona to the Jurassic franchise, and I would 100% agree to that. You get a medal, Fright, for putting that in there. I don't like the series. I don't like the series at all. Jurassic World is like Force Awakens. It's just a complete rip-off of Jurassic Park. It's terrible. It's not terrible. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is one of the most baffling things I've ever seen in my entire life when it comes to logic and reasoning and storytelling, and why the hell would they exactly, why the hell would they build a volcano on fucking Isla Nublar, or why would they build a park on a volcanic planet or island or whatever? And then Jurassic World Dominion was just it's like when you get when you get a disease and you can't get rid of that disease. It's like that. It's just a wasteful time for
Dominion is the herpes of the franchise.
Exactly. The STD is Fallen Kingdom, and herpes is a continuation of that problem.
Gotcha. I'm with you for the most part. I probably thought a little bit more favorably of the first Jurassic World. Like I said, I didn't think it was needed at all. But since we did have it, I watched it. I was like, it's dumb fun. It's fine. I didn't mind Chris Pratt in that. I didn't love Chris Pratt in that. That's one of the issues with the whole series is those main characters, Chris Pratt, Dallas Bryce Howard,
boring.
Whoever. Yeah, they're just nothing. They're just there. They don't have that same presence of the characters from the original movies. But it's in the Jurassic Park review. But Jurassic World, I think we both kind of say the first one's it's fine. It's fine. It exists. I'm not offended by it.
It's definitely not the worst. Yeah.
Especially, but the sequel sucked. But as far as Jurassic Park is in general, why do we have it? Well, I have answers for you all, and I was kind of surprised by this. So, in a recent interview, well, actually, it was a Twitter thread. Seamus Blackley, for those of you that don't know who he is the original, he's called the creator of the Xbox, the Microsoft Xbox. He's not the only person, obviously it was a team, but he was the head of that team. He was a big creative force behind the Direct Xbox, or the Xbox as it came to be known. And he was on at Microsoft for quite a while throughout that time, and I think into the 360 generation a little bit. But he left at some point to go do his own thing. Not good terms and all that. He has good things to say about his tenure there. But the creator of the Xbox. Now, just a little bit of backstory real quick. Prior to coming on to Microsoft to make the Xbox, or work at Microsoft and eventually make the Xbox, he worked for some other a video game publisher, or developer rather. And he made in 1998, and there is you can look up some videos on, it's got an interesting story as to, he made a Jurassic Park game called Trespasser. Now, Trespasser in 1998 was not good. It had a lot of cool ideas, and what they wanted to do with it was actually pretty neat. But then budgets cut and things moved up, and they were told they had to do it. It ended up being a shadow of what they originally wanted, and it's an interesting story if you're into that kind of thing. Look it up. But anyway, Trespasser. He made a Jurassic Park game. 1998. Not good. He responded, or
I should remember that.
He dubs it a skid mark on his career. So, anyway, Samus Blackley, creator of Xbox, said in 2012, Kathleen Kennedy, who apparently was one of the co-founders of DreamWorks with Steven Spielberg, informed him he should write a story and gameplay pitch for a new Jurassic Park game to show to Steven Spielberg and the co-presidents of Universal. So that's interesting. I didn't know that Kathleen Kennedy had anything to do with Universal and.
Well, no, she didn't. That was she didn't actually restart DreamWorks. She was a major producer for Spielberg.
Amblin, not DreamWorks.
Oh yeah. She was like a exec or something at Amblin or producer. She's worked with Spielberg since like the 80s or whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, she contacted Blackley and said this was after he left Microsoft and he went to another game publisher or developer, and she said, "Hey, why don't you guys put a pitch together for a new Jurassic Park game, and we'll show it to Steven and the Universal execs." And because Steven Spielberg was apparently around 2010, wanting to go back to Jurassic Park and do something else. So they said, okay. He said, sure, I'll do that, because he said he was hoping for a game to make up for the Jurassic Park game he made in 98, Trespasser, which he described as poorly received skid mark. So they did that. He came up with an idea, and him and his team, they made a trailer. And I have that trailer, and we're going to watch that trailer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's an old trailer, but yeah, we have that. I mean, for 2012. Apparently, Spielberg is said to have loved the trailer, and the story was approved. So Blackley went about hiring developers to get to work. However, unfortunately, Universal had a change of management. As a result, everything was scrambled. So yeah, Samus Blackley, the father of the Xbox, is who you can blame for Jurassic World. And because that was the name of the project, was Jurassic World, and some of the elements from his pitch are what ended up inspiring the movie and all that. And as you'll see from the trailer in a minute, you'll see some probably more in line with where Jurassic World ended up going. Now, whether the game could have been cool or not, I don't know. They had some. The article went on to talk about some of the elements that they were talking about. They wanted to be in it. It's going to be like the dinosaurs and the people were going to work together against like worse people. I don't know. None of that matters. What matters is this is where it came from. Because apparently when the Universal restructured, they said, yeah, we're not going to do that game, but hey, that idea, I think that could make a movie. But real quick, let's take a look at this trailer from 2012. Now, this, I will say, it doesn't look bad. This is someone recording it playing, but it's not. The sound is a little off, but actually the picture's pretty good. It's a fairly good quality, shot of it. It's not like Nick was talking, like down here at a theater. Yeah. So you'll hear some things in the background here or there. You'll hear some people talking a little bit, and that's what that is. That's why this is the one that's out there, and you can check this out yourself online. But all right, so let's check out this trailer real quick. Here's the Jurassic World, OG Jurassic World from 2012 concept trailer that ended up being Jurassic World as we know it, and then we'll discuss a little bit. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Jurassic World original 2012 trailer from Mr. Blackley, creator of the Xbox. And that is what spawned, that is what started the Jurassic World that we know and love. So, Nick, I know this was the first time you've seen this and you weren't even aware of this story. What are your thoughts on this whole situation? And how do you now harbor some ill will towards Samus Blackley?
No, I don't harbor any ill will. He gave us something at least confident. That trailer did more for me than the whole three trilogy arc of Jurassic World. At least some dude gets eaten by a pterodactyl, and that's fine. But you know, it's weird that they never follow through on the game. Instead, we got those Jurassic Park building games, the ones with like the really bad voice work by Ian Malcolm or whatever, Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. So I think the trailer is cool. I think it could be cool, like see an open world. You know, maybe you're like a dinosaur or you're human trying to survive in this world, like an Alien vs Predator situation or something. It could have been cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The whole time, because I was watching it and I was like, yeah, I can see some Jurassic World vibes. And obviously, in the end, it was called Jurassic World. That kind of gave it away. Mm-hmm. But every time there were two shots in this trailer where it showed the pterodactyl flying, and it was like kind of looking down at the ocean, and it would fly away, and it stayed on the ocean for just a minute. Nothing. It was just the ocean. I kept expecting that big fucking water dinosaur that's in Jurassic World. I think it's in both of them, in part 1 and 2, or one. It comes out at the screen in the trailer like that. I was like, "Yep, we're about to get that," and then I'm immediately going to be like, "There it is, Jurassic World." But no, it never did that. I thought it was odd that they focused on the water like that. But yeah, I mean, as far as like a concept trailer, apparently Steven Spielberg loved this. So good on him. I do wonder what. I mean, they restructured over at Universal apparently, and that's what put the kibosh on this, and they decided to go in the movie route instead. If Steven Spielberg loved this so much and he was wanting to get back into the Jurassic Park scene, I would assume he was eventually going to want to get into the movie side of things as well. Mm-hmm. I wonder what about that restructuring, since he loved this so much, and they went ahead with it just in a cinematic version, why he didn't, show interest in coming back. I mean, he is just a director, but it's Steven fucking Spielberg. I couldn't imagine that even the higher ups at Universal, if he wanted to do it, I feel like he was gonna fucking do it. I don't feel like they would be able to be like, no. I mean, who knows? I guess they could tell him no, but it's fucking Steven Spielberg. You don't tell Steven Spielberg no. But I mean, I guess we'll never know. What we ended up was Jurassic World and the other two.
I think Steven Spielberg's just so busy with like the 65,000 projects he has on his plate that he's like, I just want to give it to someone who will take care of it. It's like when Joe Johnston did Jurassic Park 3. It's like he knows Joe Johnston's gonna produce and deliver something, but
yeah, he delivered something all right. A raptor going, Alan. I don't hate that movie as much as some people do, by the way, but still, yeah, it ain't great. Yeah, but I mean, there's not much more to say about this. I mean, it seems like Blackley was, wanting to make a solid game. And if you look back at the making of Trespasser, because it's one of those things that had such a checkered or a storied kind of development cycle that they have done stories about it, I think the guy's got some good ideas. And the ideas he had with Trespasser originally, even though it was the late 90s, while they may seem a bit antiquated now, they were fresh then. And I think he wants to make a solid-ass Jurassic Park game, but the guy just can't quite get there. He comes up with good ideas for these games, and then somebody's like, he like gets there and either ends up making a crap game because they pull all his funding and tell him it's got to come out next week, or they just pull it and say, you know what, we're going to take your idea and we're going to make a fucking movie out of it. So fuck off. So he just can't quite catch a break when it comes to Jurassic World or Jurassic Park or whatever. So, but anyway, there's not much more to that. Just that right there. Just wanted to kind of enlighten the world that if you're looking for somebody to blame, if you hate Jurassic World and you're looking for somebody to blame, you now have your man. And he used to work for Xbox. And if you're one of those people that engages in the console wars and all that and loves to talk shit about Xbox, now you got more ammunition to talk shit about them and more. They brought us Jurassic World too, motherfuckers. You can also go to hell because it's some dumbass shit.